Hey guys, Chaos Master here, back for more Trails of Cold Steel, continuing where we last left off with our exploration through, or rather us leaving the underground passageway.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Right. Now.
I'll take you up. Of course. Hey! We should keep going.
Eat that.
Oh, there's the exit.
We're finally there.
Okay, let me... There must be treasure chests up here.
Is that a treasure chest?
Hey, isn't this... Yep, back at the Ost district. We seem to have emerged in the Ost district. Machias' home is here, if I'm not mistaken. Wow, I had no idea that underground passage went all the way from the port to here. That network of tunnels beneath the city really does seem to cover a vast area. I also apologize for the little pause. I had an itch on the side of my head. It's like something out of a spy novel, I'll say. Maybe it's a sign. What's that? Was that? That must be the chime to mark the noon hour. Yeah, that timed all the cathedral's bell. The cathedral itself is pretty far away, over in the Sanct district, but you can hear it pretty clearly even here. Well, I think it's about time we found something to eat. How about we order to go from one of the local shops? And we don't really have much, but I'd be happy to at least treat you to coffee at our house. What? You mean... Machias? You're inviting us into your home? They decided to grab some fish and chips to go from a nearby pub. With their meal in hand, they headed to Machias' house to enjoy lunch with a good cup of coffee. So this is the capital's famous fish and chips. I was expecting it to be delicious, but even still, I'm impressed. Yeah, that pub's supposed to be pretty well known for their fish and chips. I'll admit it tastes good, but at the end of the day, it's still greasy comfort food. Better eat it while it's hot. It tastes disgusting if you let it cool off. Probably still better than wartime rations, though. What food isn't? This coffee seems pretty high class, though. It's got a nice, rich fragrance. Do you buy your own beans and grind them at home? Yeah, it looks like my father went out and stocked up not too long ago. Now and then, he gets a chance to take some time away from his duties and come relax back here. He sees his coffee as a small island of luxury in his hectic daily life, I think. That does sound like something I could see Governor Regnant saying. He seems like quite a respectable man to me. You'd hardly imagine a home like this belonging to an important official like the Imperial Governor. It's tiny. You know, Fee, it wouldn't hurt to be a little less blunt. No worries. As I said, my father and I are commoners through and through. He might be a top official, but neither of us really saw that as a reason to change our whole lifestyle. Besides, it's not as though we don't have some attachment to this house. Alright. It does seem like a comfy place to live in, though. Really cozy and relaxing.
Ooh, there's a photo.
Oh,
that.
oh boy. Like, this is depressing. And it honestly, when I first went through this, it pissed me.
Aw, look at cute little Machias there.
Trust me, when I first went through this part, I was pissed as all damn hell.
He looks like he had such a sweet disposition.
Yeah, before he grew up to be a stubborn old nag.
Stop nitpicking people's old family photos! Honestly.
The governor looks the same as ever, though. Is that woman next to him your older sister or something?
Close enough. She was a cousin on my father's side of the family. Since she lived quite close, she often came to visit. Our family was just my father and I, so having her around was a big help.
The way you speak about her seems to imply you no longer see her. Did she get married and move away?
Whew.
She died.
Yeah.
Around 6 years ago.
Oh.
Yeesh.
I see. And that has something to do with why you hate the nobility, right?
So...
I never really planned on telling anyone about this.
And you don't honestly have to.
Considering all we've been through, I suppose it's time I told you a little more about me. It's a long story, but would you hear me out?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Glad to.
Thanks. Sis was 9 years my senior. Beautiful, kind. To me, she was in every sense the ideal woman. Now, as I said earlier, we're a family of commoners through and through. But my father proved to be a very capable government official. And eventually, he was promoted to an important government position, where he started to make a name for himself. Honesty and integrity are a core part of his work ethic. So, of course, he made his fair share of enemies. But after seeing success in a number of major projects, he gained a reputation both inside and outside the government. My mother died when I was still young. But Sis happened to live around here and ended up helping us in more ways than I can count. Since she was his niece, my father always made a fuss over her. And even though she didn't live in the same house, she was like a real sister to me, a real daughter to my father. I was always so proud of her. As a child, she was practically my idol. And as you'd expect, she had countless admirers among the men of the city. But for all her popularity, she was always level-headed and sensible. So I never felt I had anything to worry about, until he appeared.
Yep.
He was one of my father's subordinates at City Hall. Though unlike him, he was a noble by birth. A man of high rank, too. The heir of a count. However, he had none of the arrogance or haughtiness one usually associates with the nobility.
That's something at the very least, right?
When I met him myself, he came across as an honest and loyal man. He met Sis when Dad introduced him to her one day. And eventually, the two of them fell in love and began a relationship, despite the difference in their social status. As a child, I was frustrated beyond words. But even I had to admit that the two of them made a good couple. And Sis seemed so happy when she was with him that I had no choice but to let it go and accept their relationship. Time went on and they became engaged, with Dad acting as the go-between. And that's when everything started to fall apart. His family couldn't have been more blatant in their attempts to undermine the relationship. Apparently, one of the four great houses, House Cayenne, proposed an arranged marriage on short notice. And the Count's family were up in arms at the thought he might choose to take a mere commoner as his wife. Since my father held an important post, they were limited in how shamelessly they could try to sabotage the marriage. They began to harass and threaten her in secret every way they could think of. It made her life a living hell. Maybe she didn't want to cause trouble for the man she loved, or perhaps she did it out of consideration for my father. But all that time, she chose to endure it alone. she never discussed it or asked for help. And finally, it became so crushing that she took her own life.
Yep, and the harassment isn't the one thing that pushed her to that point. I can tell you that. It's this.
It was only afterward that my father and I learned what had really happened. It seems that at the very last, he had chosen to betray her love for him. But I told her, he said. I told her I'd treasure her as my mistress instead if she'd just accept that we couldn't be married. I just don't understand it. Why would she take her own life?
Yep, I'm with the governor on this, and that's where I can honestly agree with Machias about his hatred.
My father seemed to redouble his efforts. It was like watching a machine kick into high gear.
Like, dude was too wuss to just not... like, the dude was too much of a fucking wuss to just defend the woman he loved and not be involved in that noble family. He could have just cut all ties. Like, he worked as his father's subordinate, so he clearly had a good enough paying job, in my opinion. Like, he didn't need the rest of his fucking family. And the fact that, and hell, if I was him, I honestly would have chewed them out for their petty bullshit. I would have kept an eye on her. And then if I learned that they were trying to bully her and like threaten her and all that, I would be like, dude, I'm gonna fucking beat your asses. I would take a fucking like scissors and I would give them the fucking worst haircut of their lives. I would threaten them. I would do anything. I don't care if they were my family. If you resort to that level of bullshit to like, you know, harass someone and threaten them in secret, like, nah, you ain't my family. Like, you guys can, like, I would disown you, and I would say, and I would even tell them, if you guys were to die, then the world would be a much better place. And let's be real, if the rest of that Count family did die, that dude would have been, then the world would definitely have been a better place for those things. Now, again, I love my family, but if anyone, you know, but I just absolutely hate people that act like that. Like, you know, even if it, like, just because, like, oh yeah, she's just a commoner. Yeah, she's a commoner that makes your kid happy. Better than this political marriage bullshit. And you resort to constantly insulting someone and threatening them, bro. You are no better than a fucking commoner. You're a damn fucking criminal, in my opinion. That's all I gotta say. Like I said, this honestly pissed me off. Like, I hate that shit, man. Like, scummy people where... It's even worse when they have that title, when they carry so much power behind their back. Like, fuck them.
With the help of his ally, Chancellor Osborne, he was able to wrest control of City Hall from the noble faction.
Yeah, what did we do to the rest of the Count family?
Then, 4 years ago, he was appointed to his current position as governor of Heimdall. And that's how the Regnitz family came to be where it is.
Yeah, what happened to the rest of the Count family? I forget what happened. I know it's not brought up here, right? Honestly, I don't even think it's ever brought up. I don't remember.
I don't even know what to say.
So that's why you started hating nobles?
Yeah. I was so furious at Sis's death. My hatred needed to be directed at someone. Anyone. First I blamed her fiancé, then his family, and the family of the Duke who tried to intervene.
All which are completely reasonable. All your hatred there is completely reasonable to those assholes.
In the end, I just hated the nobility as a whole. The people, their culture, the entire idea of social classes. I desperately wanted the strength to win against them. To show how right I was. How wrong they were. But deep down, I knew the truth about my hate. I knew I was taking out my anger on people who didn't deserve it. People who had done nothing wrong.
You did?
They may be from different social classes, but people are still individuals. Sis's fiance was faithful to her. He just wasn't strong enough to shield her from all that ugliness, despite his love.
Yeah, but he still could have at least stood. He could have been strong enough, and that's the bullshit.
And the Count and his family were only acting in their best interests, which is to be expected, really.
They still crossed a line that they should not have fucking crossed.
Ultimately, I've had to acknowledge that not all commoners are good people, and not all nobles are unworthy of respect. Eustace might not have done much to change my opinion, but getting to know you two showed me that there are nobles who live up to that name.
Mm-hmm.
Machias.
I have no idea how my father feels about all of this, but this is how I've come to feel.
I see. You have my thanks.
I'm glad you felt you could talk to us about it.
Still, I don't think it hurt to be a bit more honest with yourself. If you're willing to admit all of that, maybe you can find it in you to be friends with Eustace too.
Are you kidding me?
I might accept that not all nobles are bad, but that arrogant, self-centered fool can go choke on a palm. He's mocking me for spending so much time studying, or telling me I need to get out more.
I don't think he goes quite that far. Besides, I don't think he does it on purpose. He doesn't mean any harm.
That's the most irritating part! He does it without thinking!
Well, that was a good coffee break, wouldn't you say?
Well, lunchtime is over. It must be almost time for the summer festival decorations to start going up. Huh? I would have thought preparations for that would have started way before now. Is the summer festival not that big of a deal in the capital? It depends on who you ask, I guess. I've always just thought of it as one of those small yearly traditions. In my hometown, the summer festival is a major event with extensive preparations. Perhaps those places where the ancient animistic traditions survive put more effort into celebrating the festival. Animism does seem to have mostly vanished here. Not as much as in Roar or Crossbell, though. Crossbell. Well, I suppose it's hard to think of it as a seasonal festival in the capital when it's celebrated a month late to begin with. I think most just see it as an opportunity to catch a glimpse of the Imperial family. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that makes sense. Is that your Arcus ringing? What's it doing ringing out here? Rean Schwarzer speaking. Hello there, Rean. This is Carl Regnitz. Governor Regnitz? Dad? Come to think of it, he did say we'd be able to use our Arcus's communication functionality in the city, didn't he? Your Group A's representative, so I figured it'd be best to call you. Is now a good time? Yes, now it's totally fine. We actually just left your home. Machias invited us in for coffee. Did he now? I had a favorite specialty store roast those beans I had a favorite specialty store roast those beans just the way I liked them. I was reading that wrong so bad. It was top-notch brew, all right. With all that's been going on, it was nice to just sit down and enjoy a good cup of coffee. Well, I'm glad you were able to spend some quality time together. Anyway, getting to the point. I'm calling because we have a bit of a problem on our hands. That being the case, I'd like Group A to take care of one additional task for me. An extra task? We can do that, sure, but what exactly is it you'd like us to do? There appears to have been a burglary at a jeweler's in the Garnier district. But that's not all. The culprit seems to have left a message addressed to you. What? Your confusion is understandable. However, the jewelers submitted a report of the burglary to City Hall a short while ago. Normally I'd leave this to the proper authorities, but would you be willing to go and see if there's anything you can do? Wait, hold on, I gotta check the time frame again. Of course, sir. We'll head over to the Garnier district at once. There's a reason I'm trying to look that up to right now, and you'll understand very soon. Alright, then I'll leave this matter in your hands. What was that all about? Whatever it was, you seem perplexed. Well, wait till you hear this. Explained. So a jewelry boutique was burglarized and the culprit left a message addressed to us. Weird. Though thinking about it, this all sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, now you mention it. I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu as well. Still, it would have been helpful if my father could have furnished a few more details. Well, it's already past noon. Let's head over to the Garnier district and find out what happened. And the other members of Group A paid a short visit to Heimdallport. Examination of doing so. Oh, nice. Alright, cool, but, yeah, I gotta report that. So, yeah, after this, during this time is when, Machias would get his S-craft. Okay, yeah, so, currently, this is chapter 4, right? Yeah, it is, so... Okay. So we are past... So in this point in the timeline, we are already... it's already past, Trails from Zero. Okay. Like, Trails Zero ended in May, and which was during chapter 2 of this game. Okay. I just wanted to be certain of that. Okay, so... Oh wait, I didn't pay attention to that. The V Street, okay. Okay, yeah, so I was right before about Elliot. Elliot got 7th Rhapsody during this time, I believe. And he mentioned that he has to try harder, so I'm pretty certain that's when he gets the S-Craft. I can't find any real good source on that. Yeah, I'm still gonna have to look into that. Oh, I'll do that. I'll be doing that. I'll be looking into that off camera on my own time. Hey, you're done with the endurance test, I see. Mind if I get those back? By all means. Lady Stregas. Impressive. You walked pretty far, but they're still in near perfect shape. Think I'll be able to recommend these to our customers with no reservations at all. I still want to take another good look at them later, but I'm confident enough to order another batch right now. Glad I could be of assistance. The Strager Corporation must be quite the company if they've been around for 50 years, though. They got some history, alright. Still not too well known in Erebonia, though. Partially because we've historically been one of the most protectionist... Is that a thing? Country... Oh, I guess it is. That's been changing bit by bit over the past 10 years thanks to Chancellor Osborne's reforms, though. There was a new clause added to the Customs Act at the end of last year that further relaxed import restrictions too. That's what made me decide to start stocking Strega's stuff, actually. I'm sure the nobles are feeling frustrated over that, considering the restrictions only benefited them. Yeah, it's a good thing for the common people, though. Chancellor Osborne knows what he's doing. I can't say it. Frighteningly well. There you go. Frighteningly well. Whatever, I'm dropping it. Oh yeah, I should give you your reward before I forget. First of all, let me give you a brand spanking new pair of those shoes you just tested out for me. I needed someone specific for the test run, but there's no need to worry about that with these. They're transistor free. They'll fit anyone as long as you tie them properly. My thanks. Cheers. Guess that's that. Thanks again for the test help. Sorry about that, my scalp was itchy again. Alright, so those are all done there. Oh, wait. I gotta head on back. Oh, I know, I didn't mean to go to Alter Street. God damn it. We need to go to Gamgee's again. For a recipe. So how'd you like your lunch? Show me someone who claims to have had better fish and chips, and I'll show you a liar. They just redefined the word delicious. Honestly, I need another plate of those right now. Now that's what I like to hear. Well then, let me give you the recipe if you like them so much. Are you sure you should be giving out the recipe for your signature dish? Bah, no problem. Nothing beats freshly made fish and chips. And you kids wouldn't be able to get them if you... Bleh. And you kids wouldn't be able to get them if you weren't here. Seems like Machias told you everything there is to know about his family history. Keep looking out for him now, would you? How'd you realize that? You honestly think I wouldn't notice when you came along to get food with that glum look on your face? You get that from your dad. Alright, who can cook it? I would assume maybe Machia... Nope. Okay, so it's either Laura or Fee. So let's try Fee.
This one's my specialty.
Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna do
what I can.
Laura.
That came out rather.
And then we're gonna do
Alright, I'll
Machias.
give it a try.
Let's never speak of this again.
I gotta use those bad ones. You'll understand exactly why. I keep forgetting to do it, but you know what? I may as well show it off next time we enter a boss fight. It is really funny. Like, you look at some of their effects and you wonder, why is that even here? Like, what can you... Like, why would you want those on you? And you'll see why very soon. Alright, so now we need to go in here. Excuse me, are you in charge of this store? We're here on behalf of the local government to investigate a reported burglary. Yes, that's right, I'm the owner. You must be the students from Thors Military Academy. Indeed, Class VII, Group A, at your service. Oh, thank goodness. We may yet have a chance to recover the Crimson Tiara. So what's the object that was stolen? Yes, exactly. Whatever, I read that wrong. Yes, exactly. It's embedded with priceless carnelian gemstones, captivating the hearts of all who gaze upon it. It's a centerpiece of our display, under consideration to become a national treasure and valued at almost 100 million mira. Whoa, 100 million mira. Pretty pricey. Yeah, I'll say. To think something that valuable could be swiped just like that. The question is, how did the thief manage to steal it? I had heard that the store was fitted with the best security system money could buy, so you could display the tiara safely. I'm afraid this was all due to my carelessness. There was no problem with our recently installed security system. The problem was me, falling right into Phantom Thief B's trap. Yep. That's why I was trying to look into the timeline, because because the incident that happened in Trails from Zero, which is still the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard for a thief to do. Like, if you, you know, if you guys have been watching my Trails from Zero Let's Play, you'll understand exactly what I mean, because what was stolen was ridiculous, and where we found it was even more ridiculous. Like, that was absurd. Like, it's absurd that you could find something like that in that location. Like, that was so dumb. So then I was thinking, you know, what if he's here? What if he, like, was this around the same time? And it's not, thankfully. It was a chapter away. Like, it was well, actually, it was several chapters, because chapter 2 of this game is where chapter 4 had happened. And if we recall, and if I vaguely recall, I believe chapter 3, I think it was it? That we went to Nord? Was it? I'll have to double check the chapter list. But anyway, when we went to Nord, they mentioned something happening. So yeah, there was something that was going on. I'll have to double check that later. But anyway, wait, the Phantom Thief B? I've heard all manner of rumors about him, but I still find it hard to believe this was actually his doing. The name sounds kind of familiar. Seems like Ellie and Machias know of him. Yeah, he's a thief with quite a reputation in the capital. He calls himself a liberator of beauty, and he made quite a name for himself with a string of major thefts a number of years ago. He's even gained an enthusiastic fan following for the daring and graceful methods he used during his thefts. Oh, now I remember where I've heard his name before. He's the thief who managed to steal an orbital tank from the Imperial Army, right? Oh yeah, how the fuck did he do that? Yeah, that's one of his most famous exploits. I seem to recall hearing that story myself. Damn it, I was trying not to yawn. I wonder how one steals a tank. So, do we know how the tiara was stolen? Phantom Thief B is well known for sending the victim a card notifying them of his intended crime before he commits it. Did he send a card this time? Yes, that's right. The card also contained this message. Your prized tiara has already been replaced with an imitation. However, that message was a feint. While we did have the utmost faith in our security system, we knew that if anyone could get past it, it would be him. We decided to open the display case to check the tiara, but as it turns out, that's what he was counting on us to do. So that's when he stole the tiara, huh? I'm afraid so. Unbelievable. I assume you weren't able to get a good look at the culprit's face? Indeed, as soon as we opened the display case, the lights all went out. By the time we got them back on, the tiara had vanished. I see. It sounds like he's no ordinary thief. With a piece as valuable as this, can you maybe explain how you decided we'd be the optimal choice for this request? Of course, please take a look at this. My possession, should you fulfill my conditions, the promise that it shall be returned to you unharmed. If not, I make no guarantees. Now report this incident to RMP, sorry. Second, you must deliver the other card here to the members of Class 7, Group A. Third, the aforementioned Group A must overcome the trial written on said card. Phantom Thief B. It really is addressed to us. I find the thief's apparent reveling in his crime somewhat unpleasant. Yeah, though on the other hand, he seems to be giving us a chance to get the tiara back. True. Do you have any other card that the thief mentioned? Of course, please take this. Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Should you wish to recover, all the keys lie within the Vermilion capital. The first key is at the feet of the conqueror with the heart of a lion. A riddle, is it? Well, I'm sure the Vermilion capital is just referring to the city itself, but as for the feet of a conqueror with the heart of a lion, seems like a treasure hunt, and this card's our first clue. It does seem that way. So do you think you can help us out? We'd be happy to. Indeed, taunting us like that, I'm all for wiping that smug satisfaction off his face. Let's be off then. Thank you so much, please find it. Alright, I gotta really push for it. So, pretty much the very thing it's talking about. Oh shit, did it again. Damn it. It literally is just saying to go to Draco's Plaza. And go straight here. Conqueror with the heart of a lion. It couldn't be anything other than the statue of Emperor Dracos. Agreed. It's hard to hear a clue like that and not immediately think of Dracos the Lionheart. Exactly. And this statue is the most famous monument that then chances are good that we're in the right place. I don't know why I can't talk today. Card said look at his feet. Let's do it then. Here we go. It's the same type of card as the last one too. And check. Second key is the northeastern seat of the Prismatic Palace. Second key. So basically we got another scavenger hunt, so it seems. I can't believe he's making us go through this whole whatever. Rig more whatever. I wasn't even gonna try to pronounce that word. Yeah, the next answer for it is Mater Park.
This park is so peaceful, it's easy to forget we're in the capital.
I could take a nap here.
Yeah, people love to come here to relax.
I can't stand lovesick couples. Just listening to those two is infuriating.
Of course.
Whoa there, you might want to step away from my Lina. Huh? There's a garden party tomorrow? I'm not sure I follow. Excuse me, is there a reason you want us to leave? Eek, Robert, save me from these terrible person. What the this terrible person, not these terrible person. Oh my gosh, translators, please. Like, the HMP has already stated their desire to handle security around here too, so I'm afraid there's not much in point, even if it. I just can't talk today. We go here into the Crystal Garden. It's quite beautiful. Crap, I don't think we've got enough decorations. I'm going to need to get them to send over more as possible.
There's so many butterflies.
It really gives the place an exotic touch, huh?
Yeah, it does. Ow, ow, ow. My hip. Yikes. Grandpa, are you okay? This is why I told you to take it easy. I swear you're gonna sprain some muscle I haven't used in 30 years. Oh, damn, that was funny. Swear you're gonna sprain a muscle you haven't used in 30 years. I forgot about that line. That was fucking great. Alright. Yeah, science Postgres Garden, preserve the day. Just we ought to investigate this bench. Is that it? Seems so. What's it say? Ah! Goody, another riddle. Still, what can we do? What can we do but keep going? It seems fate has ordained that we should meet again. I knew who it was. That's why I tried talking like that. Who are you again? He's Baron Blueblanc. Yeah, we first met during our field study in Bereahard, I believe. Très bien. I am most pleased to see that you have not forgotten me. Though my eyes do not deceive me, you have two new faces among your throng today, no? Hi, it's nice to meet you. I've heard mention of you from my classmates. Has your search for beauty brought you all the way to Heimdall too? You could indeed say that. However, to meet not just in Bereahard, but among the picturesque elegance of the Vermilion capital as well. Truly, it seems that we are bound together by a destiny most inseparable. Would you not agree? Dude. I'm not sure. He's a bit on the unique side, huh? Yeah, unique. Let's just call it that. I couldn't sense him coming at all, though. Please, Haha, please, the intensity of your stares is positively withering. Or is it that my overwhelming beauty has clutched your heart so tightly that you cannot help but gaze in wonder? Ooh. Oh, I bet all the mirror I have on me that's absolutely not the case. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's still much I must attend to. I wish you the best of luck with your studies. And there he goes. So what did he come to convey to us? With that guy? Who knows? Alright, next. Great, now I got an itch on the back of my neck. Alright, now we gotta go to Heimdall Port. Oh, wait, no. Wrong timing. We go to Alto Street to go to the guild branch, the abandoned, the former guild branch. And it should be on the table up here. Yep. The gauntlets that supported the east of the city. The gauntlet is a symbol of the Bracer Guild, isn't it? It's on their emblem, too. Yeah, the once and east parts, yep. This building was once the branch of the guild, all the capital, yada. Sorry, I just wanted to speed that up. I want to try to get this Phantom Thief B stuff done before I'm out of time. Indeed, though from the look of things, it doesn't seem like he's touched anything else. Still not a pleasant thought. Yeah, it's kind of creepy knowing he was here, especially considering we don't know what he's actually after. Anyway, let's see what the next card says. Fourth key is the bottom of the white bird, no, the steel, the what? It's another riddle. Now, if we're talking bird, it's at the port, you know, because of the crane. The crane. The steel bird perched at the water's edge. The last clue seems like it might be referring to the crane here in Heimdall Port, and that would make its white bird in these containers. I can't see a card attached to any of them though. The clue did say it would be on the bottom. Perhaps we should discuss this with whoever's in charge here and ask him to check the containers for us. Yep, Damberto. Explain the situation. Just predicted a card was found and fixated at the bottom of one of the containers. How the devil did that get stuck to the bottom like that? He wouldn't have been able to attach it without lifting the container, and that would have meant using the crane. But when did he do it? None of us ever noticed anything suspicious. Well, he is supposed to be a master of disguise, right? Maybe he disguised himself as one of the workers here. I can only guess as to how he might have done it, but it's definitely not something a normal person could pull off. That aside, what does the card say? Oh yeah, let's see. Final key is also near the water's edge. The crimson crown you see sleeps within a black ark, nestled in the steel car that marches within minutes. This one's just as obtuse as the others, though it's also hidden near the water's edge. From all indications, I'd say the next one is here in Heimdall Port 2. It says final key and crimson crown too, so at least there's that. Looks like the last one. Oh, would you look at that? I don't know why I was having a hard time getting that. The steel car. My guess is that the last clue refers to the orbital tram. That seems to be the best. That seems like the best fit. What about marching with the minutes? The tram schedule, of course, arriving and departing at preset times. The starting and ending point for all trams in the city, so you could say the tram here is waiting for its appointed time. That makes sense in a weird way. I guess this is the place then. Let's get the driver's permission to have a look inside. Excuse me, do you think you could do us a favor? Sure, what do you need? Rean explained the situation to the tram driver and asked permission to search inside the tram. The infamous Phantom Thief B hid something in this tram car? Yes, we believe that to be the case. Wow, really? Well, I get where you're coming from. Go on and look around as much as you want. Thanks for the cooperation. For your cooperation. Yeah, we actually can explore inside of a tram for a little bit, but not really explore. It looks like this must be the Black Ark mentioned on the card. Our Phantom Thief B appears to have taken no pains to hide it. Isn't it kind of weird that the driver didn't notice it? Maybe Phantom Thief B left it here not too long ago. I wouldn't be so sure. Anyway, let's take a look inside. And there it is. Yep, this is it. So this is the storied Crimson Tiara. It has such a fiery glow. Or fiery glow. Wow, so this thing's worth 100 million Mira, huh? I'm almost afraid to handle it. Yeah, we've got to be really careful about getting this back to the jewelers safely.
So the tiara really was in there, huh? Now I'm wondering if the last passenger who stepped off the tram was Phantom Thief B himself. I don't remember there being any unusual passengers on board, though.
I see. So you have no idea who Phantom Thief B could have been then?
To have done so much and yet left no trace of his presence. He must truly be a master at covering his tracks.
I'll say. But hey, at least we were able to get the tiara back.
What's wrong, Rean?
Why are you staring at me like that?
I think it's time we put an end to this little charade. Don't you, Baron Blue Blanc? Or should I call you Phantom Thief B?
Dun dun dun!
What?
I wasn't gonna do the Phoenix Wright sound this time. As I honestly haven't heard it. Yep, here he is.
This savory taste is why the unripe fruit is the most delectable of all.
Now, if you also recall when he was speaking to Tolval, when he asked about two young bracers, he's referring to Estelle and Joshua. He knows them because Blue Blanc here is from the Trails and was revealed as a character in the Legend of Heroes franchise from Trails in the Sky trilogy. Yeah, he originates from there, at least in the game, at least in terms of the franchise. He started off in Trails in the Sky trilogy, and now he's made appearances here, and it was a Phantom Thief B stunt he did in Crossbell. Don't know if he actually is going to appear in Crossbell. That'd be awesome, but, well, kind of. I don't really like this guy.
Wait, aren't you the Baron we met earlier? But that mask...
That's the mask of Phantom Thief B.
Allow me to introduce myself once again. I am Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, otherwise known simply as Phantom Thief B. Baron Blue Blanc is but one of the many roles I have assumed during my pursuits. Incidentally, might I ask when you first discovered my true identity?
It didn't really take much discovering. You went out of your way to show up in the Crystal Garden after all. Now, maybe it's just me, but I find it hard to believe you were seriously trying to hide your identity to begin with. Your disguises, nothing short of perfect, I have to admit. But with all the work you've put into this, I suspected you might come check on us near the end of your little game.
Ha ha! I see. Excellent deductive reasoning. Simply splendid.
And that's exactly why I laughed that way when I read that line. Ha ha! Because that's how he does it.
But why would you do something like this? Why go to all the trouble?
Ah, does that interest you? Must there be a motive?
Nah. Now that we know your identity, there's nothing more to discuss.
Theft is a crime.
Indeed. A crime we will not allow to go unpunished.
Ah, what spirited youths you are!
Ta-da!
How did he do that?
Just a little trick I like to keep up my sleeve. Regardless, you have provided me with plenty of sport and more than enough entertainment for one day. I'll be watching your future achievements with keen interest. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, I bid you adieu.
He disappeared again.
That's quite a little trick.
He might still be nearby. Let's search the area.
And the others scoured the area for Phantom Thief B, but try as they might, they found no trace of him. After reporting the details of the incident in the City Hall, they trekked back to the jewelers to return the tiara. I can't believe that you were able to recover the tiara safely. How can I ever thank you? I almost get the impression we're the reason he stole it in the first place. Maybe we should apologize to you. Oh no, not at all. Vanity Beast conquests have always seemed rather capricious. I imagine he just decided to use all of you as a convenient excuse for his latest escapade. Given how fixated on us he seemed, I don't think that's at all likely. Well, better not to say anything. Indeed, the last thing we want is to cause more confusion here. I'm afraid I can't offer you much. But please take these as a token of my thanks. This is a lot of Sepith. Are you sure it's alright to give us this much? Well, this is a jewelry boutique after all. We have more Sepith lying around than we know what to do with. Well, that does make sense. Thank you very much. Think nothing of it. It's the least I could do after all you've done for us. Alright, now I'm going to save the game and I'm going to call it a day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. All support is greatly appreciated. Next time, we will proceed further down with the story, and hopefully the next mission, and hopefully we'll be done, hopefully we'll end up being done with Heimdall very soon. So until next time guys, laters!